Okay, guys, blah, 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 so on, etc. You get it.
It's Friday, yeah!
Uber cars.
Pendejo!
19 of 20 Christian Facebook pages are fake.
Oh,
Yeah, so we call what you're talking about coordinated inauthentic behavior. So basically these
Coordinated
inauthentic behavior. So
Coordinated inauthentic behavior.
so guys, this coordinated inauthentic behavior has really distracted us from the fact that
Generally speaking, Chinese people look Chinese.
Now let's get to the constitutionality of this thing, because
Okay.
the constitutionality of this thing is completely specious.
Oh.
There is no basis upon which Joe Biden has the power to do this.
oh,
None.
wow, okay.
I know we left the Constitution behind a long time ago in this country.
You might say that he's engaging in,
coordinated inauthentic behavior.
that's what I think.
Okay, great, guys. So today,
We're going to be talking about something that's actually pretty important. It's a pretty important part of a lot of people's lives in America, which is student debt. Makes you go like this. And sometimes it makes you go like this. And specifically, we're going to be looking at the kooks, the dip nuts, the whack nuts, the fools, and the buffoons who are pretending to be very upset about this. Here we go.
What gives Joe Biden the power to simply say that you, a person who took out a student loan, now no longer have to pay that student loan?
I don't know.
What gives him the power to do that?
I
Get
don't
ready
know.
for this.
Okay.
It is the Heroes Act of 2003.
Oh, wow.
Now you're thinking to yourself, what is the Heroes Act of 2003?
What?
I don't even remember that. That's 20 years ago, man. What are
Yeah.
we talking about here? Well, the Heroes Act of 2003, which was passed in the aftermath of 9/11,
Okay.
right? What was that designed to do? It was designed to allow the Secretary of Education to waive or modify loans because of a national emergency.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like, say, for example, there was a massive terror attack in the United States,
Uh-huh.
a nuclear attack in the United States.
Or?
Do you still have to pay off your loan this week?
Oh, okay. You missed one. Pandemic. So this Benny Sciattino video is, as they all are, pure gold to make fun of. It's a very interesting belief system that he has if you just strip all the bullcrap and icing and nonsense. Basically what he's saying here is,
the law.
the law should only favor the wealthy. You know, for once, the law, which is something that people make up, the law favors normal people. Like they can get a little crumb of debt relief.
No! This should be illegal.
That money should be funneled upward.
But that's his complaint. Why are we doing economic things to help normal people and poor people
That money's only supposed to go to lunatic psychos.
who fund things like the Daily Wire and the Ben Shapiro Show? Whoa, whoa. All that money is supposed to go toward
Coordinated inauthentic behavior.
Coordinated inauthentic behavior.
that one is going to be squeezed dry for its comedic value. Just a warning. Okay? Okay?
Okay, that is obviously specious. It is obviously stupid. And everyone
Whoa.
obviously knows that.
Whoa.
But Joe Biden's going to do it anyway, because again, it doesn't matter how you do it, gang. It just matters that you do it. It's all
Oh.
about the power.
Oh.
This is why when you hear Democrats talking about how they're defenders of democracy,
Yeah.
explain. Seriously, explain. Explain
Yeah.
how it's democracy. To have a regulatory authority under the President of the United States simply unilaterally declare that he can relieve debt. And by relieving debt, by the way, it doesn't mean debt disappears. It means you pay it. I pay it. My
Whoa.
kids pay it. That's
Whoa.
what it means.
Whoa. So, you know, what he just said there is what I consider to be,
Coordinated inauthentic behavior.
and this is one of the main arguments that we're hearing over and over again in the media. I'm going to have to pay for this. My kids are going to have to pay for this. And my kids are kids. They have no money. This is a pretty common argument, and it's really hilarious coming from this guy. I'm going to have to pay for this. My kids are going to pay. We're the taxpayers. We're going to have to pay for this. If you think about this for a second, these are loans from the government. Like 80% of the student debt is government loans. The government gives out money for people to go to school, right? So the concern is the government's not going to get that money back. They're not going to get that. They are going to get that money back. They're only taking 10 grand off of this thing. The government's not going to get that money back. So my taxes will go up. So I'm, Ben Shapiro or whoever, I'm really concerned about you, normal average Joe. Average Joe Ding Dong has to pay more taxes. It's weird because I didn't hear him talking too much about this. Donald Trump's wasteful, is from Forbes. Donald Trump's wasteful tax cuts lead to continued trillion-dollar deficits and expanding economy. It didn't hear crickets on that one, I guess. Also, if you were really worried about this, people wasting money, just throwing money down the toilet, he would be on a show every day talking about healthcare in the United States. Because that is a complete
left nut.
because that is what we call
coordinated, inauthentic behavior.
It's almost like if I were crazy, it's almost like it seems to me like anything that's good for, the already like ultra wealthy, we're really into that. But something that would help people who don't have a lot of money, or poor or like, middle class.
No.
You get this. And that is like the belief that he's trying to spread. If you're a normal person, you should be like Ben Shapiro's servant, their butler. That's a better arrangement. They want everyone to be engaged in
coordinated, inauthentic behavior.
Here's Joe Biden trying to answer why any of this is fair when it obviously is not.
Okay.
Mr. President, is this unfair to people who paid their student loans or chose not to take out loans?
Is it fair to people who, in fact, do not own multi-billion-dollar businesses that see why these guys get them all tax breaks? Is that fair?
What? Is it fair that some ostriches can't fly? Is that fair?
Okay, we gonna get a real answer there, Patton Oswalt, or are we just gonna do comedy? Let's see.
Is it fair
Yeah.
that iguanas freeze and fall out of the trees in wintertime in Florida? Is that fair?
Got it. Okay.
What's fair, man? What's fair?
Okay.
He's asked a very specific question. Why is it fair for people who paid off their loans to now pay everybody else's loans? And his answer is multi-billion-dollar businesses or some such nonsense. The hell does that have to do with the price of tea in China? What are you even talking about, dude?
That's great. He literally doesn't have an answer to that clip. He knows that he has to like address this in some way, so he's got to address it, and his answer is he's like, what does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? I'm worried about not enough taxes being paid back to the government so that my taxes might go up. What does that have to do with rich people not paying taxes so everybody else's taxes have to go up? What does that have to do with anything? I went to Harvard where everybody engages in
coordinated, inauthentic behavior.
It's, it's a gift that keeps on giving. Thank you, Mark Zuckerberg. You are true. You do what you do.
You do what you do. Marky does what he does. He likes doing his computers. He does computers.
Coordinated,
Inauthentic behaviors.
He's asked a very specific question. Why is it fair for people who paid off their loans to now pay everybody else's loans? And his answer is multi-billion-dollar businesses or some such nonsense. The hell does that have to do with the price of tea in China? What are you even talking about, dude?
Okay.
It's just nonsensical gobbledygook from a person whose face hole doesn't work right.
No answer.
It's unreal.
So guys, because of all this,
coordinated, inauthentic behavior.
I'm actually writing a policy proposal that I will be sending to the government. I'm going to write that in crayon. And my policy is called the Shove 'em in a Locker Act of 2022. And by shove 'em in a locker, I mean books. We need to get more kids in school. And what the Shove 'em in a Locker Act will do is we are going to expropriate all the money from Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire, and we are going to use that to fund public college.
This is a good first step. Blah, 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 blah. You get it.
Oh, part of the act. I forgot. Part of the act that I forgot about is because they have no money, they will be, and I hate to do this, but part of the law is they have to wear the barrel with the straps for clothes because they have no money. I'm sorry. But the college that we're going to start will have a psychology department, and the students will be studying
coordinated, inauthentic behavior.
And it was an alien woman, and the alien woman, when I moved my mouth, she moved her mouth. When I moved my eyes left and right, it's tracking my eyes. When I make like an angry face, like
By the way, this is the kind of garbage that you get from Bernie Sanders, right?
Oh.
You got to love the non sequiturs.
Yes.
And no matter what the question is, Bernie says, is it truly fair that there are some rich people in this country? Is that the fair?
Oh my God. Did he get Bernard Sanders on the show? Oh, no, he was doing an impression. Oh my God. Wow.
Thing? What? You're paying the rich people. That's what this program does. What? You're paying the rich people. That's what this program does. What?
So he says only rich people are going to get this. This is how stupid this guy thinks his audience is. He'll just throw this stuff out, and he's like, these idiots will eat it up, these morons. Nearly 90% of debt cancellation benefits will go to borrowers earning less than $75,000. Whoops. Moron. Idiot. And then people who've gotten a Pell Grant get even more. They think they get 20 grand in relief. Nearly all Pell Grant recipients come from families with incomes of $60,000 or less. Oh, whoops. Oh boy, you were wrong. So he was lying, or the way that I put it, he was engaging in
Coordinated, inauthentic behavior.
There's a really interesting article about this on the People's Policy Project called Biden Student Debt Decision. And they talk about how a lot of people with bigger student loans aren't going to be helped by this as much, 10 grand. But people with smaller student loans, dropouts, associate degrees, public bachelor's degrees, are going to be helped way more. People with the giant loans tend to be people like doctors, lawyers, businessmen, and grad school pukes. People who engage in, nope, not going to do it. Just kidding.
Coordinated.
So my man, he does this a lot where he's just like,
I'm just gonna straight up lie.
I don't know, like, am I making fun of a satirical show? I do honestly believe that this might be like people watch this, and then you read the comments, and it's got to be like Mimas and Peepaws. They're like,
This putting us into so much debt.
like this is somebody who makes like no money.
This is a travesty.
It's all people who Ben Shapiro is actively trying to make his butler. And they're like,
This is unbelievable. That money should have gone to tax cuts for billionaires. I can't believe this.
The top comment, the amount of debt our country is accruing, is going to be our downfall. Very grandiose. People who have no idea what's going on tend to be very grandiose, very...
I like to use the word downfall.
This is a downfall, bro. This is et tu brute type crap. What are you talking about? I don't remember. One of the funniest ones is the chicken man. What is this chicken man's name? Mitch McConnell. He's got one of the funniest tweets about this.
Democrat student loan socialism. Democrat student loan socialism.
Democrat student loan socialism is a slap in the face to working Americans who sacrificed to pay their debt or made different career choices to avoid debt, a wildly unfair redistribution of wealth toward higher earning people. Now, of course, this is one of the main guys who pushed for those tax cuts that benefited billionaires and, millionaires and all this crap. So that's a little weird. But he's gonna die soon. So he's like, well, I don't care about anybody. But let's look at Kentucky, the state he represents. Here's how many Kentuckians could benefit from $10K in student debt loan forgiveness from Biden. In Kentucky, 209,000 residents would have their loans forgiven entirely. Another 400,000 Kentuckians would benefit from a portion of their debt being forgiven. Oh, that sounds horrible. But those people are not billionaires, though.
Those people are not billionaires. So don't they go get it about it?
Yeah, I mean, that's the big problem I have, is that those people are not billionaires. It's very hard to wrap our brain around why people in Kentucky keep voting for this corporate lunatic, Mitch McConnell. I think maybe it is because he looks like a chicken. I think that's why
I enjoyed it. He's got a little chicken look to him.
He probably comes to town, he does the chicken dance. He's got something called the chicken dance that he does. This is another great one. This is another tweet from this guy, Rick Scott. Rick Scott. Who is Rick Scott again? Oh, he's the guy who looks... guys, we don't get it. He looks like a literal ghoul. He looks like a literal bad guy from a movie. That's so weird to be an actual creep and look like a creep. That's a tough one. So he's a Florida senator.
Wow, right.
Joe Biden is putting hardworking Americans, millions who didn't attend college and or have no debt, on the hook for $344 billion to pay other people's bills. The result of this socialist handout? More inflation and higher tuition. I think this guy's the wealthiest. Yeah, he's the wealthiest person in Congress. And this is great from Vice. Much of Scott's wealth, by the way, comes from founding and leading a healthcare company, Columbia HCA, which was charged with defrauding Medicare. The company later agreed to pay $1.7 billion in fines and admit...
Sounds like you were stealing from the hard-working blah, 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 blah.
The company later agreed to pay $1.7 billion in fines and admitted to multiple felonies for offenses that happened while Scott was running the company. Again, a great job from Florida. Oh, hell yeah, Laurent Beaubois. My favorite. Laurent Beaubois, many call her, not me. Joe Biden should have to report this student debt forgiveness stunt to the FEC as it's nothing but a scheme to buy votes. That's partly true, but she doesn't like this, of course. There is no such thing as debt forgiveness. It's a misnomer. That national debt is about to skyrocket even more. Oh, baby, yeah. So she represents people in the great state of Colorado. Let's look. This is a local Colorado news affiliate, whatever. Denver's Sevens, Rob Harris, found that in total, Colorado borrowers owe $28 billion in student loans. Biden's plan to cancel student loan debt would help nearly a third of Colorado residents. Wow. Who will have their entire student debt erased with $10,000 of forgiveness. Yeah, oh yeah. Laurent Boubois, Clanny Oakley really got your back on that one, Colorado. Good job on that one.
That's really weird.
Because here's the reality, and every employer knows this. When you get a kid straight out of college, you get two things. One, you know their IQ because you know where they went to college, right? That's all college is. It's a giant organizational feeding system.
Okay.
I would be better off in many cases just looking at the SAT score of people coming out of high school than I would them coming out of college.
Cool.
I know if they come out of college, two things. Where they went to college, which means their IQ. And two, that they have no idea how to do the job I'm about to put in front of them. Because no one in human history...
The job I'm about to put in front of them. Get my soda.
And two, that they have no idea how to do the job I'm about to put in front of them.
Oh, wow.
Because no one in human history has been qualified to do a job coming out of college before doing the job. The way that you learn to do a job in the United States is by actually doing the job.
Let's take a look at what some of the most popular majors are in the United States. Business, by far, is the most popular. And yeah, we could probably deal with a little less people go to business school. Calm down. Ben Shapiro probably likes that, though. If you're just thinking of college as like, buying a used car and selling it at a profit, yep, there you go. Here's the next most popular major. Health professions. Health, like doctors and stuff.
They don't need to go to school. They just need to work at the Daily Wire.
And I think you definitely could learn a lot more from working at the Daily Wire. Ben Shapiro kind of gives away the game, too. He's like,
you work for me. You work for me.
But you'll learn way more if you work for the Daily Wire. And the thing that you will learn is how to control yourself from not tearing apart that stupid set that this dullard, this idiot sits in front of every day and engages in
coordinated, inauthentic behavior.
They say Mark Zuckerberg, they say he done wrong, but I think I'm for him because he said that, and I find it very funny.
Full support of Mark.
But in this little segment, Ben Shapiro definitely gives away the entire game. We don't need people learning how to be a doctor or how to do engineering or biological or biomedical science, or even the stuff that they would scoff at, like psychology or social sciences and history, which are the other very popular majors, the other most popular majors. Yeah, you don't want to know about history. We don't want you to know about history or how the world works. We want you to be stupid and to work for us. And again, to that I say we need to get the what is it? The Shove 'em in a Locker Act of 2022, which the first thing we're going to have to do is tear down that stupid set. Okay? We're going to tear it down. We're going to sell it for parts, Then we're going to have to take look, I don't want to. They're going to be old-timey, like Great Depression type poor people, Ben Shapiro and all his little friends or whatever. They're going to eat just sardines, that they have in the bindle on the stick. They're going to warm themselves by trash can fire. This is my proposal, So there we go. $10,000 for a lot of people. As we see, I mean, it's good. They are really throwing a treat out to people for political reasons. That's what this really is about. Because college should be free. Easy. It's an easy one. College should be free. I got this for the rest of dragging this boulder of debt around for the rest of it makes no sense. It makes no sense unless you're Ben Shapiro and you want everyone to work for you.
That's my identity. I'm up here and you're down there. That's who I am.
Unless you're doing that, it makes zero sense. And anybody who disagrees is engaging in
coordinated, inauthentic behavior.
Well, guys, it's Friday, and we like to act like a giant pendejo. Please don't do anything that's not. That's in the Bible. And remember to do this. in
Uber cars.
have a fun weekend. Don't hang out with people who engage in
Coordinated, inauthentic behavior.
I might not do a live stream because I got to go to Home Depot. Okay, but maybe I'll do a live stream. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hey guys, you're only getting a fraction of the weekly shows. If you want a new motherfucking episode every day, subscribe on Patreon for as little as 2 bones. You get the patron-only Tuesday and Thursday shows, the Bookablega show where we look at important books, and the goddamn weekly behind-the-scenes show. And for only 25 bones, you could become a producer and get your name up here. Look at these people. These people make this show possible. If it wasn't for them, nothing. We don't have a show. We got nothing, and it's garbage. And we have to just leave. We have to just basically walk away. And we don't even really know where we're walking. That's the truly troubling part about all this. But please, become a patron today for as little as 2 bones, or 5 bones is another level, or 10, or you go the full 25 and you get up here. Big special thanks to these people. Love you guys. Love you guys so much.